Hi babes, what's up? Welcome back. I'm Christine and today's video is going to be a review, demo, and a wear test on a fairly new foundation by the brand Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. It is called the Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. So if you guys are interested in hearing my thoughts on it, how it worked for my skin, just keep on watching. Also, if you are new here, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as don't forget to turn on the little notifications, that little bell, because it will notify you once I upload new videos. So just for reference, my skin type is oily. That's why I look extremely shiny right now. It's because I haven't blotted, I haven't touched up my makeup. Just a little FYI. Here is what the packaging looks like, which I am a fan of. It's very sleek, simplistic. I love how it kind of has like a frosted glass container. Very bottom, that's where you'll be able to reference what shade you picked out. This also has a pump, which I really appreciate it, because I think with a pump it makes it so much easier to control how much foundation you can disperse. So just for reference, I am in the shade number 300, and 300 is for medium to tan skin with neutral undertones. I highly recommend, if you have a Sephora store, to go into Sephora, get color match, because the number one thing about this foundation is that it does oxidize, so you really have to let it set into your skin a good minute or two so that you can see the true pigmentation of the foundation. This retails for about $34 and you receive 1.08 fluid ounces, which is pretty standard for a foundation. Shade range is amazing. It's available in 40 different shades. This basically caters to any skin tone, whether you're fair all the way up to dark. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find a shade that will match you perfectly. So I'm basically just reading this right off of the Sephora website. The coverage is medium. Skin type is for sensitive, normal, dry, combination oily. Finish is matte. Gives an instantly smooth, pore diffused, shine-free finish. Easily builds to medium to full coverage. The oil-free formula is made with climate adaptive technology that's resistant to sweat and humidity and won't clog pores, so that wherever you are, it's going to work on your skin. Best of all, this Longwear light as air texture is undetectable on skin, so you always look like you. So the first day I purchased this, I went ahead and wore the foundation by itself. I didn't wear a primer underneath it, which personally I wouldn't do normally because I already have very oily skin, and honestly I did not like the way how it looked. I didn't really feel like it blurred my pores. It definitely didn't keep me matte. I mean, it looked matte first 2 or 3 hours, but after that I was a big grease ball. Did also wear it pairing with the Urban Decay complexion primer, which contains SPF 30, because you guys know I'm a stickler for SPF. That's one of the things that this foundation does not contain, is SPF. So if I were to wear this on a daily basis, you for sure would know I would wear some sort of SPF underneath. In my opinion, I felt like this complexion primer from Urban Decay did not work well with the Fenty Beauty foundation. The next day I ended up wearing it with the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer Broad Spectrum SPF 15, which I loved the way how this looked, because everything looks so nice and airbrushed. It really helped keep me pretty much mattified. I still of course would have to blot because that's just normal for me. Then I decided to end up just getting a sample of the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r primer, which I am wearing right now at the moment, and I feel like it works pretty much hand in hand with the foundation. In my opinion, I feel like the consistency of the Fenty Beauty primer as well as the one from Hourglass has pretty much the same type of texture. It has like a lotion feel to it. It's just that the one from Hourglass has the SPF 15 to it, so that's like another plus. I know the one from Fenty Beauty does not have SPF in it. So for this demo, I am literally applying the foundation in my car in the parking lot of my work. All I have on are just my brows. I decided to try out the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r primer, which I dabbed onto my forehead. Basically I applied this primer all over the face. I decided for the wear test, apply one side using a kabuki brush. The other side I decided to use a damp beauty blender. First thing I did was shake the bottle, which it does say on the back to shake it well to activate the foundation. I applied 2 pumps on the back of my hand, and I used the Sigma round top kabuki SPF 82. First dabbed it on, then I just went in circular motions to really distribute the product. In my opinion, I felt like the foundation had a very slight fragrance, a little bit like a powdery scent to it, which dissipates fairly quickly. It's almost undetectable. Once the foundation is set, I didn't like the way how it looked because in my opinion, I felt like it looked pretty much caked on in a way once it's set into the skin, which personally for me, I wasn't going for the caked on look. I wanted something that still looked like my skin but looked like I had makeup on, but I just didn't want it to look really cakey or really heavy. To use my damp beauty blender, applied 2 pumps on the back of my hand and just dabbed it and then pounced it on the skin, which I really love the way how it applied with the damp beauty blender. It was definitely more of like a medium coverage, so I decided to apply 2 more pumps to really build it up and give it the same effect as the right side of my face, since this side I felt like it was really full coverage, and it did. It pretty much evened it out, but I liked the way how it's set using the damp beauty blender. I know if I keep using a damp beauty blender, I'm going to be applying more of the foundation, 4 pumps in total for full coverage. However, just the overall look with the damp beauty blender for me worked better than using a kabuki brush. Covered up all the discoloration, evened out my skin tone, and it matched me perfectly. Finish of the foundation is definitely soft matte. It's not completely matte where it may look just a little bit dull. Dries more of like a powder finish, which I do like for my skin type. I think it actually looks really nice on the skin. However, just with my skin, I cannot leave my foundation without setting it with a powder. So I use the Sexy Mama, it's the anti-shine translucent powder. Went about the rest of my day. I worked my regular hours plus overtime. Even when I applied the rest of my makeup during my lunch break, I did not really touch the powder or the foundation. Didn't get out of work until about 6:30. We went to IKEA. Foundation still looked pretty good. I didn't touch up, didn't blot. Now here we are. It is 12 a.m. and I have had on the foundation for a total of 15 hours, and this is how it looks. Have not blotted, haven't retouched the makeup. So let me kind of bring you guys in a little bit closer, but just be forewarned that it's not gonna look pretty. It's 15 hours of wearing the foundation and not blotting, not even touching up, so it's gonna look a little bit messy. On the right side where I use the kabuki brush, I do not like the way how it looks, just because it looks fairly heavy in my opinion. I am quite shiny, but that's normal for me because I have oily skin. The foundation on this side feels thick to me. This has 2 pumps of the foundation and the left side has 4 pumps, but using the damp beauty blender. This side to me looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good in my opinion. It still looks like it's pretty even. It just looks like I need to touch up my makeup. I need to blot, but it's not really breaking up anywhere. I think the biggest problem, it's just the oiliness. It wore pretty well for 15 hours. It doesn't look terrible. I've worn other foundations where by this time it looks like a hot mess. This definitely does not look like that. I just think it just needs some blotting and touching up, which I'm going to do in a second, but it does not look bad at all. So with that being said, I'm just going to use my Clean and Clear oil absorbing blotting sheets, and we're just going to soak up the excess oil because we'll see how it looks afterwards. I'm not going to touch up with any powder. we're just going to leave it as is, but just by blotting my face, I think it already looks fairly decent. For my oily skin, I think it worked wonderfully. It still looks good even after a long 15-hour day, and that says a lot for wearing it that long of a period of time. So do I think this foundation would be good for sensitive, normal, dry, or combination skin? I think it is. I think it's a really good foundation for all skin types. I just feel like if you have dry patches or dry skin in general, just because it does set to a bit of a powdery finish, may cling to dry areas that you might have on your skin. That's just in my opinion. I'm very happy that I decided to purchase it and give it a try because I am really enjoying this foundation, and I think it's worth the $34. If you guys have tried this foundation in general, please leave your feedback. I would love to know how this foundation worked out for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this review and demo and wear test on the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. If you guys did, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you're new here, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all my social media. Sending you guys positive vibes for a wonderful day and a wonderful evening. Thank you guys as always so much for watching, and I will see you babes in the next video. Mwah.